Okay. So basically, today, sorry about my coughing. Okay, so today we are basically going to be looking at, sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to be looking at, the wealthy place indicator, and we are focusing on the entries. We're focusing on the different pairs, the entries, stop losses, take profits and all that. So you can see here, we have the Euro Aussie dollar, on the 5-minute time frame. Remember, it is best traded on the 5-minute time frame. Now, what you're looking at now, you can see it's the wealthy place indicator. This time it's the magenta box. Even as you can see here, it's the magenta box. Now, for some of you, you might be used to seeing the blue box, which is the Frankfurter, but this one is the magenta box, and we use it for trading mainly the European or the London session. So as you can see here, even as you would have noticed, as with previous videos, it gives you the entry. Now, with the Frankfurter, it does not give you the entry. Obviously, even though the indicator is called the wealthy place indicator, you can use it for trading various pairs and various, time frames. Well, not time frames, various pairs, various, market sessions. Yes, that's the word I wanted. Now, this one, like I say, is best used for trading the London session or the European session. It gives you the entries, the TP, the stop loss, and all that. Quite unlike the Frankfurter, which does not give you that. Okay, so the pair I have it on now is the Euro Aussie dollar on the 5-minute time frame. You can see the entry was posted there, and it has since hit TP1 at about 11 pips. Well, it has actually even hit TP2, although it has now pulled back. So, the way we have programmed this is for the indicator to show you where to take profit, at TP1. It doesn't post the TP2, but to get the TP2, just multiply by 2. So if TP1 is 11, multiply by 2, that's 22. If TP1 is 20, multiply by 2, that is 40. So this has basically given us, TP1 and TP2. And, unless you want to, go for TP3, then fine. But I would always advise that you should be content with TP2. If anything, enter 2 positions so that the first one closes at TP1 and the second one closes at TP2. If you do know how to trade, you understand price action and all that, then fine, perhaps you could go for TP3, because I could show you some pairs, even where yesterday it gave us as much as TP3, but, TP2 maximum is what I would advise. So you can see here, the entry, TP1, TP2, and the stop loss was at about 18 pips. So we've considered the entry. Now, one thing you should know about the entry is that if you want to enter the trade as close to the box as possible, if the entry is somewhere high, far away, I would say to wait for it to pull back close to the box. Sometimes, I would enter, my trade just on the line here, the line which basically is on the box. Obviously, I'm talking of if it was a long position, that's if it's a buy. On other occasions, if it gives an entry anywhere, say here, or anywhere, if that's my entry, I would place a limit order on the box or close to the box, so that if he hits it, it gives me another entry, which most likely would be a better entry. However, the indicator basically tells you where to enter. But even as you trade with it some more, I'm sure you too will come to know how you could vary your entries and exits. So entry will be posted, TP and stop loss. Now, the only time I would advise you do not enter the trade is if the stop loss is going to be more than 40 pips. As you can see here, this is the entry. The stop loss is about 18 pips, just like we said. If it so happens that the stop loss is more than 40, I would say just pass over, just move over, just pass, have a pass on that on that trade and go for the next pair. As it relates to pairs, there are three main pairs I would trade using this particular wealthy place. It's like I say, it's for trading the London session. So you could call it the wealthy place for the London session. I would usually trade pound USD. Yes, pound USD. I would also use for USD Canadian dollar, USD CAD, and thirdly, Euro Aussie dollar. So again, pound USD, USD CAD, and Euro Aussie dollar. Okay, so let me show you the example of another pair, or not another pair, but an example of a trade not to go into. So let's just go for the pound pairs, for instance. Let's go for the pound pairs. Let's say pound New Zealand dollar. Now, don't trade it with any other pair, like I've advised you. I'm just using this to show you, an example of a 40 pip stop loss or more. You can see here with this pair, I mean, we know the pound pairs tend to move a lot. The entry was given here. The stop loss is just about 38, which is kind of like, okay. I mean, you can still go, with that if the stop loss is about 38 pair, using the pair I just recommended. Let's see another pair that might have given over 40 pips. Okay, so this one, for instance, was an entry here. The stop loss was about 38 as well, okay? Let's look for another, let's try this one. Oh, okay. Now, it so happens that today, the stop loss, given, or the stop loss given are basically just about 40 pips. That is fine. But I would say if it's more than 40 pips, do not go in. Let's just try one more pound pair. Okay, this one seems very long. Okay, this one has not posted, an entry yet, but let's assume the entry would have been here, stop loss would have been, okay. So we can see on this occasion, if this particular pair had posted, an entry, say, about 5 pips away from, the bottom of the box, the stop loss would have been run about the other side of the box. That would have been 49 pips. I would advise not to enter such trades. Now, I'm sure, if you've watched previous videos on this, you know that an entry is posted if the price breaks either below or above the box. And if the price action is right, even as we've programmed it, it basically will give an entry. So on this occasion, if it had posted an entry with over 40 pip stop loss, I would say not to have entered, not to enter. Okay, so let's now go back. Let's go back to what we were explaining. Let's go back to what we were explaining. Okay, so this is a trade that has been given. I mean, going back to the pairs I recommended. So this is one of them. You can see USD Canadian dollar. It's already given a trade for today. It's not quite reached TP1. Now I know, this is there, the pips. This is basically from a trade I entered previously. So it's not from today. I haven't entered a trade on USD CAD today because there's already a trade I'm in. But you can see a signal was given, there, and the TP1 was about 10. The stop loss would have been about 20 or so, which is fine, because you could go for TP2. Okay, so we've looked at two of them now. Let's, as a matter of fact, let's go back to the other one. Euro Aussie dollar. Okay, so you can see Euro Aussie dollar obviously has also given a signal for the day. And the final one is pound, USD, pound USD. Let's go for pound USD. And you would see that okay, pound USD has not quite given a signal for today, so that's fine. I mean, today being Friday and today being NFP, I'll be careful. I personally will be careful, taking a trade on any US related pair. So you can see here, it's kind of like a big box, which basically means if a signal is given, you're going to be having a stop loss at the other side. If it's over 40, I would say not to take it because you don't want your stop loss to be too huge. Okay, so I thought I would just quickly, go through that. Hope that has helped. So we've looked at, various entries. We've looked at various entries. We've considered the entry. We've considered the take profit points 1 and 2. Sometimes it does give 3. We've considered the stop loss, which is obviously usually at the other side of the box. If entry is here, the stop loss will be here. If the stop entry is here, the stop loss will be on the other side. And we've considered the pairs. So those are the things I believe you should know for now. If you've just, started using this, I would say to enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. You can now trade without emotion. It's as simple as that. If you don't have the settings, for this particular wealthy place indicator, I would say to contact me or any of the admins, to get the settings. Okay, now, thanks a lot.